Kyoto Animation, better known as KyoAni, are an anime studio best known for creating what many people like to call moe blob anime. You know the ones with the big eyes and the kawaii desu. You fucking know what I'm talking about. And I'm generally not the biggest fan of these types of shows, but in 2011, KyoAni said, let's just stop being fucking boring just for a second. Just for a second. And then they created an adaptation of a little manga that was running in Shonen Ace magazine called Nichijou. That's basically the best fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. In stark contrast to the regular moe blob affair, Nichijou doesn't have any fan service. It doesn't rely on kawaii desu, you know what I'm talking about. And it's actually funny. What the fuck? Explaining what Nichijou actually is really quite hard, to be honest. The easy way out is to call it Azumanga Daioh on crack. But there's more to it than that. It's almost just like a random collection of comedy skits, cool bits of animation, and things that just make you go, ah. But to give a brief synopsis of the overall plot, it's basically about a bunch of high school girls who go to a regular high school and crazy stuff happens to them. Sounds pretty generic, right? Shut the fuck up, I'm not done yet. There's also another plot about an 8-year-old scientist who lives with an incredibly advanced robot that she built, as well as a talking cat. And those are just the two main plots. There's also a bunch of smaller running plots as well. Like, a guy who rides a goat to school, and a girl who keeps trying to shoot him with guns she can pull out of nowhere, a guy who sells eggs on the street, whatever the fuck this is meant to be, and a kid who plays ego soccer, which is basically a mix between football and chess. I don't fucking know. But what I'm saying basically is that Nichijou is made up of all these tiny plots which are all really interesting and hilarious in their own way. It's funny, it's charming, it's heartwarming, it's fucking weird. But what really ties the whole thing together is the animation. Oh god, the animation! The animation is really, really good. In fact, I could safely say that Nichijou is the most well-animated show I have ever watched. The fluidity, the fact the style changes whenever the jokes need it to, it's just... But what's really special about Nichijou's animation is the sense of effort that went into it. I can tell you about loads of really well-animated shows, but none of them really give me the feeling that so much passion and effort went into them like Nichijou does. But, listen, that's enough of me gushing about the show. The title of this video is The Tragedy of Nichijou, and sadly that's what I'm going to talk about. So we have this show Nichijou, and it has so much effort, so much money and time put into it, and nobody liked it. When Nichijou came out on DVD in Japan, the first volume sold just 924 copies in its first week. That's pretty fucking bad. The sales continued to be so low that Suzuku Shunji, an animation director who had attended a meeting with many key figures in the anime industry, said that Nichijou resulted in a massive loss, and that the reputation of Kyoto Animation had been completely lost. Imagine if you worked at KyoAni and you heard about this. Imagine you pour all that passion and effort into Nichijou, only to find out that nobody liked it and a ton of money had been wasted. That would suck. So immediately after this, KyoAni are done with Nichijou. There is no season 2. There is no movie or anything like that. It's been 3 years now since Nichijou aired, and there's no word or anything, and there likely never will be. And that is the real tragedy. Nichijou absolutely had the potential to become a big thing for KyoAni. There is so much that could be done with the idea, it just feels like it could go on forever. And just to throw salt in the wound after that, Bandai originally announced plans to localize both the Nichijou anime and manga, but they went bust immediately afterwards, leaving the rights in limbo. Currently, the only way to legally support the series is by watching it on Crunchyroll, or, weirdly, buying the Australian DVD release. Yep, for some strange reason, Australia is the only English-speaking country to have Nichijou on home video. Weird. Currently, I'd say the best thing we can hope for in terms of the future of Nichijou is a Western DVD and Blu-ray release, and maybe a release of the manga at some point. But hey, who knows? Imagine if KyoAni did a Kickstarter for Season 2 or something. How cool would that be? But whatever, wishful thinking. But whatever happens, we'll always have the 26 episodes that are out now. And if anything I've said in this entire video has made you remotely interested, you should definitely check them out. And hey, there's always other stuff from KyoAni. Like Free. And Season 2.